Hey everybody, welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you by ShipStation. Listen, as folks adapt to the changing world, we're all going to be buying and selling more stuff online than ever before. And if you're an e-commerce seller, are you ready to meet the demands of our new delivery culture? Well, be ready with ShipStation. Listen, ShipStation helps you organize and ship, improving your customer service, saving you money on shipping costs, and keeping your customers happy. No matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, or your own website, ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface, making them really easy to manage from any device, even your phone. ShipStation works with all the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, Amazon, Fulfillment, and more, so you can compare and choose the best shipping solution for you and your customer. They offer big discounts on shipping costs, so any business can access the same postage discounts usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies. You'll always know you're getting the best deal. That's why ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers. You'll ship more in less time with the best rates available. Right now, the Smoking Tire listeners can try ShipStation free for 60 days when you use offer code TIRE, T-I-R-E. Make your business ready to meet the demands of delivery culture. Get started at ShipStation.com today. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TIRE. That's ShipStation.com, offer code TIRE. ShipStation. Make ship happen. We're also brought to you today by Private Internet Access. Listen, when you're online nowadays, you need to protect yourself with a VPN service like Private Internet Access. Without it, your internet service providers always know what you're up to, even in incognito mode. Anyone with a bit of tech knowledge or a hacker can see your IP address, determine your location, and snoop on your data. That's not ideal, folks, and you deserve better. This is where Private Internet Access comes into the picture, restoring your security and your privacy. With just one click, you can hide your IP address, encrypt your internet connection, and become anonymous online. You'll be able to keep all your data to yourself, be untraceable, make safe digital payments, and even use public Wi-Fi networks safely. And it's not just that. With Private Internet Access, you can bypass geo-restrictions, getting access to all the content on various streaming platforms around the world. If you feel like you've watched everything, I can guarantee you haven't, and it's time you try Private Internet Access to unlock it. One subscription lets you protect up to 10 devices at the same time, and there's apps for all major operating systems. You want to make sure you're safe online, use Private Internet Access, and here's the special deal. You get a 2-year subscription at a 77% discount with 3 extra months added for free. You pay less than $3 a month for complete digital privacy. That's an absolute steal with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so everything is risk-free. Head to privateinternetaccess.com/tire. That's privateinternetaccess.com/tire to get started. Lastly, but certainly not least, we're brought to you by Crown & Caliber, the official watch retailer of the Smoking Tire Podcast, and where I buy all of my watches. Here's how it's going to go. Crown & Caliber is giving away a $4,500 store credit. $4,500. That's enough to buy yourself a Rolex, an Omega, a Panerai, Breitling, a Glashuta. There's a lot of stuff you could buy at Crown & Caliber for $4,500 of credit, and they are giving it away. Here it is. It's very easy. crownandcaliber.com/Matt, M-A-T-T. That's it. crownandcaliber.com/Matt. No purchase necessary. Enter to win $4,500 gift certificate to Crown & Caliber at crownandcaliber.com/Matt. Get that Rolex, Panerai, Omega, or Breitling of your dreams at crownandcaliber.com/Matt. All right, folks, on this episode of the podcast, my boy Jay Ryan is in studio. He is a Hollywood audio and lighting technician, a set designer, an interesting guy from Connecticut like myself. And on top of all that, he is really the man behind the new studio, technologically and aesthetically, with the exception of my beautiful table. On this episode, we are talking about all kind of stuff. We bounce around all over the place, but it's a good time to break in the brand new studio at Westside Collector Car Storage. It's Jay Ryan on the Smoking Tire Podcast. It's a Smoking Tire Podcast from what I believe is a fully functional studio.
Yeah.
Everything in this room works.
Yeah.
And shout out to Kyle Connor, who did such a good job last week on the show, only to have Zach and I not click a one button that needed to be clicked.
No.
What happened?
No. We're not throwing ourselves under the bus that quickly. That'll happen. No, something happened with where the mixer meets the dongle and all the other things. So even though we were hearing everything perfectly, the mixer was not talking to the software.
Right.
It's a ones and zeros problem. In the old days, everything was solid state. You plug it in and it worked.
I know.
Nowadays, you plug it in, it may or may not work.
Right. I kind of wish we did the podcast to tape, Jay Ryan.
Big time.
Welcome to what you just did.
This is it. We're going.
This
How
is
does
Jay
that feel?
Ryan, and Jay is spelled Jay.
Yeah, that's right. It's really hard.
It's really hard. He's the host of the Late Night Playset talk show.
It's true.
And which is a show that he and his wife Nicole do out of their place in the Valley. And we've got it up on the screen, and that's his fucking living room.
That's true.
I guess it was your dining room.
It was a dining room, formal dining room.
But I went to be
bonus room.
I went to be a
called
little
it.
guest on your show. And
you were very nice to come
walked-
over.
Well, I was happy to do it because I've seen you at all the events, and you and your wife are very fun people, and we talk about Porsches and whatever. You have excellent taste in THC products, and especially Nicole. And when you invited me over, I walked in place and I went, where the fuck am I?
What is this?
What is this? And how can you come build this for me?
Yep,
Because
that's pretty much it.
The studio, for those listening to the audio version of our show right now and not the beautiful visuals that Zach is laying down for us, Zach's like killing the game right now.
Yeah, he is. That was before we added the skyline too, but that's
Zach,
that's
we
the
just need
same
to
room.
adjust the output screen so that everyone isn't looking at your like bookmarks and shit. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, because I feel like what's going to happen is you're going to type YouTube and you porn and other things that are going to start coming down in your history.
In the future, there'll be a dedicated laptop.
I know.
For this.
We're working on the dedicated laptop, but it's on Zach's laptop right now, which is okay. But your background is so weird and interesting.
All right.
I just learned today that you worked at Bob Sharp Nissan.
Well, for a couple months, but yeah.
Count it.
Yeah, I was
fucking
18
put
years
it on
old.
the board, bro.
I was 18 years old. My dad had just died. Needed a job.
I laughed at almost the worst time right there.
Yeah. Remember that time your dad died? Oh my God, that was awesome.
You jumped from one sentence to another
I
very
did.
quickly at a really inopportune time to laugh.
I grew up in the same town, though, as you know, not far from where you grew up, and that's where Bob Sharp Nissan was.
You were
Bob Sharp
in Connecticut?
Datsun in the old days.
I was on the Jew side of the line. I was
Okay.
on the New York side of the line. You were on the
You were in Rye, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had family in Harrison and a couple
Harrison's the
different
Guido
places.
side of the line.
Yep. That's true as can be.
Yeah, me and Larry Casilla of Ammo, we had our shop in Harrison. That was our first thing, and it was, I mean, you might as well just call us the fucking Goomba cleanup crew. It was amazing.
My dad used to work in New Rochelle. That's just a little bit further down, right?
Now known as fucking Ground Zero coronavirus.
COVID. Right.
That's the fucking COVID hot zone. The synagogue, dude. It all went down.
Good grief.
Spinelli lives in New Rochelle.
Oh, really?
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, let's be honest. It's a good excuse for him not to leave. I have a lot of friends from back east, like, because you came out here, right? So
99. I came out here in 99.
But we're the people that leave to come here. We have a thing. You know what I mean? We got up and left.
I'm not saying we're better than them.
No.
But we made a decision.
But don't you have friends from back east that you know that they can't leave. They're just there. They're stuck there. I have some really good friends
100%.
that are great people, but like they won't even get on a plane to like visit me and shit.
Is it because of them, or is it because of
it's
family
them.
obligations, or
No, it's their
business
personality.
obligations?
No, it's their personality.
I
It's
agree
fine.
with that.
Anything
I didn't
they've
fit
added
in.
on top of that, such as marriage, children, house purchase, or coronavirus, has only furthered their resolve. And I'm talking to you, Mike and Brandon. Get the fuck out here, you bitches.
The story just gets more colorful.
But what brought you out to LA in '99?
Wow, this is a funny, I don't know if it's a funny story or not, but it was literally the season finale rap party of Saturday Night Live. And it's funny, I just
Wait
saw
a minute,
that-
this is a jump from Bob Sharp Nissan to the season finale rap party of Saturday Night Live.
You asked me what brought me out here. Do you want to hear about Bob Sharp?
Fill the gap. No, fill the gap there.
I was 18 when I worked at Bob Sharp, and I moved out here when I was like 20, 21, something like that. So somewhere in the middle of there, I was working in television production, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at Saturday Night Live, and I just saw this green room ticket the other day. So I remember this date. May 15th, 1999 was the day I decided to move to Los Angeles, and it was the night of that show. Sarah Michelle Gellar, the
Very
Backstreet
hot.
Boys.
Very, very hot.
At the time.
I mean,
sure.
listen, you said Sarah Michelle and I was with you. And then you went Backstreet.
Yeah,
and
no.
now I'm not going home.
And I was we went to the rap party with, it was my best friend in the world at the time, Steve Kaz, still one of my best friends in the world. Actually, is East Coast Feed on our show. He works at Ridgefield BMW.
Oh, I know Ridgefield BMW.
Sure.
Shout out. That was a well-known dealership if you were East Side.
All of his clients are right over the border.
because nobody wanted to go to Elmsford.
No, and it's just a quick shot through 35
Right.
into
It's a
33.
nice drive.
Absolutely.
It's a nice drive.
And he's like the best service guy. He's been there for decades. He's just the guy. Anyway, he came with me that night, and we were sitting. Our table was right next to the host table, and I can't remember if it was our table or if we stole the table or whatever. It was probably Lauren's table, which we used to do sometimes. But anyway, we were sitting at this table. Macaulay Culkin was there with his new wife at the time, and
Shit, was he married? Did he get married?
Mm-hmm. And they were just all over each other. Couldn't get a word in. And Seinfeld was there, and Keith Hernandez was there. Like every
Wait, Seinfeld and Keith Hernandez.
and I remember that I don't know anything about sports, but I
Well,
remember
it's a
him
theme
from
in the show.
Thank you. I remember him from the thing.
Yeah, because Seinfeld was a big Mets fan in
Right.
real life as well as in the show, and it was a whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only reason I remember them.
Yeah.
Because of that show, because I don't know anything about sports. But
That's
anyway,
hilarious
Jimmy
if they
Fallon came
became
over and sneezed on our pizza so he could eat it, like he was brand new on the show. And it
That's
was just
really got a really grim.
Wow.
In hindsight, it's
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really got a
right.
In hindsight,
That's so funny.
That's criminal now.
Oh, but
My have times have
assault,
changed.
brother.
he did it like he'd done it 1,000 times before too. That's so
man.
funny. I never thought about that.
Then Louis C.K. showed up, just started jizzing on people. It was crazy.
Yeah. All these callbacks.
Well, I mean, you got like slammed with celebrities.
Yeah, so that's what it was. I had this feeling of like, oh my gosh, this is the business. This is what it's like. Like this is Hollywood. This is I'm in a studio all
schmoozing
the
right
time.
now.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it felt like.
Oh,
Even though
yeah.
I wasn't. I was nobody.
I'm doing
fucking
coke
PA.
with Prince off this pizza that Jimmy Fallon sneezed on.
Wait a second. That's not Prince. That's Andy Dick. Fuck. Oh. No, I know. Everyone's done coke with Andy Dick except me. I know.
No, but I've been. This is not the place to do it. But man, do I have a story about Andy Dick? I worked with him too on news radio. Good Lord.
Oh, you worked on news radio?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Short time,
I love
short
that
time.
show. I mean, the show wasn't on very long either, but it was so good. So
And
good.
Joe Rogan.
Joe's
Yeah, of
on it as
course.
well, yeah.
Of course.
I think he said that was the only acting he ever enjoyed. was
Or-
doing his
and
radio.
possibly only he did. I think he's like, I didn't do a lot of that. I'm not
I
very
think
good
he's
at
done some like random ass Adam Sandler movie kind of cameos, but that's
Oh,
it
yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
News radio was awesome. Fucking Phil Hartman was great. What were
News
you
radio
doing
was-
on that show?
I was a PA, and I was only for when they would come to New York to like shoot the opening scenes and stuff like that. So I
yeah.
didn't really work on the show, but I like worked on the show. You know.
Yeah, I was Unit B.
Yeah, no, it was principal. I worked on everything. In fact, well, God, I don't want to tell this story, but man, do I have an Andy Dick story. We're bouncing all around. I can't remember what the hell did you want to
I
know
wanted to
about?
know how you ended up in L.A.
Yeah,
and
so-
it was the rap party for this,
It
and
was.
Andy Dick was there.
No, there was no Andy Dick, thank God.
Sorry,
Thank
I was
God.
trying to drop you in a Hollywood fucking trap. It was a trap. I just had a panic attack, Zach, because I saw that screen, and I'm so used to that screen being the show
And
that
you're
I
seeing it changing
bugged
in
out. I was
front-
like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, your notes are up, Zach." Wait, okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're still getting used to the space. But your background is basically in set, in lighting, and this such sort of stuff.
I will back it up for you to where it seems like you want to know how the fuck I got into all this shit.
I want to know why I just hired you to build the set. Give me your resume now after it's done.
Isn't that funny? I already got the job. It's half done. When I was a
This is
kid,
way more than half done. Please give yourself more credit than that, sir.
well, it's almost done. But you know,
Except
behind
for one
you,
wall.
but
It's
that's what
literally
we're-
3/4 done. All the other walls are handled.
But what we're going to look at, what this show is going to be, your personality in this new space.
Jay's OCD a little bit, but it's
no,
why everything's
we
good.
decided collectively that this wall needed to have a thing.
Oh, I know. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but the reason he's like, it's not done yet, it's like because you're a perfectionist.
Oh, I
about
know.
these things.
Well, that's why I didn't want to record the other night either without that screen working, which is a stupid reason to not record. But
No, you got to be
fucking-
comfortable in the chair. That's what
Yeah.
I've learned doing our show is that if you're not comfortable in the chair, everything changes. Everything
chairs.
changes.
How
All
good
right,
are the
literally
chairs?
the chairs
though?
are great.
Literally, the chairs
That's
are amazing.
Speaking of comfortable chairs, these are great.
These are awesome. These are called
Lovely chairs.
Cisco chairs that we're sitting in, and they're really strange looking. You can't believe they're comfortable if you just look at them. Joe has them at his place, and this motherfucker podcasts 6 hours a day sometimes. And what's cool about these is you could do the full-on AC Slater backwards. And then you have somewhere to put your elbows that's at the right. Like, this is super comfortable. The AC Slater move right now.
Listen, kids, we
I
got to
could do
talk
3
about
hours
this.
of this.
You're too disruptive in math class. That's what that feels like.
It's
Substitute
lean on me,
teacher,
right?
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to level with you. This is where I'm really going to...
Heart to heart time.
Right. This is the part of the sitcom where we learn something.
But you learn from the cool person, so it's okay. You know, the kids are excited to learn because it's like it's not apparent.
My spine feels like real good, though, sitting like this. Like leaning forward into something. What a weird experience that is.
Chiropractic chair kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like sitting up on a bar, but my elbows don't hurt. These fucking things are fucking great. I love our new studio, Jay. You did such a good job.
Keep
All
talking.
of this is good.
And they don't cut off your legs, the circulation, because they have like those openings on the sides.
Yeah.
It's kind of like riding a horse saddle, actually.
It's like riding a BMW GS motorcycle
that's
in
better.
place.
Yeah.
I tried to
Fantastic.
describe these on our show the other day. I said it looks kind of like an alien kind of thing that
Yeah.
shouldn't really hold you, but then you just get in and
It's
it's
so
just
good.
It's
just
like two
does.
plus signs. One of
just
them is
does.
the back and one is the bottom. That's
yeah.
like for people listening, it's kind of
Like, you know those weird H.R. Geiger McLaren seats that look like they're going to be so uncomfortable, and then you sit in them and you go,
Why does this work?
What the fuck is going on? I don't feel my body right now.
Yeah.
I actually feel like I'm in a 0G like pool or something. Like,
Yeah.
when you're sitting in those, it's really wild. Yeah. No, those are the regular seats. I don't know. The H.R. Geiger seat is my personal description of it. I think you would call it the carbon bucket,
Oh, I
Zach,
thought
in
he
the
actually
600 LT.
designed it.
No, my God. Imagine H.R. Geiger actually designed the McLaren seats. But it's a good description, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. That's it. It looks like
Those
helmet
seats-
padding.
Yeah, they come in 3 different sizes, and as long as you get the right size, they're terrible to climb in and out of. But if you pair them with a spider, now you can kind of plop down into them from above. And once you're there, they support your body in the strangest way. You cannot. It's not like sitting in a seat anymore. You feel totally weightless, and that's the wrong word.
That doesn't make sense.
It's not the right word. What is the word I mean?
you're
Well, it supports the
zero gravity,
the
zero gravity chairs.
Like there's just no pressure on any part of your body. Gravity is totally evenly distributed throughout your whole body. It's amazing.
Did you read? Was it Speed Secrets? The driving book?
Yes,
Right.
yeah, Ross Bentley.
So he
of
talked about
course.
when he used to do seat design, and one of the things he did was one of the drivers got in like a terrible accident. The guy had to race Indy, but he had like broken 40 legs and all this stuff. And so
40 legs.
It's the first time I'm seeing the Zach shot.
Zach
here.
shot.
Is this from
We're
the?
gonna
Is
move
this
it.
from the phone?
Yeah, it's from the phone.
Yeah, Zach needs his own shot.
We're gonna move it.
Zach looks like he's testifying.
How did it get so far back there, Zach? It used to be like a foot further away from you.
Because then it
'Cause it's
wasn't
better
showing
for
the
this
shot.
shot.
Of course, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
The
sure.
answer is, of course,
Yeah.
buy another iPhone.
Need another iPhone.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you need
okay.
2 really, because we got to have a wide shot.
Your Honor, when we built Facebook, we wanted to bring a community together, and that's why we did that. So we actually don't know anything about these campaigns based in Belarus.
Mr. Zuckerberg, can you please tell us? I don't have anything.
Motion
further.
Zuckerberg.
Mr. Zuckerberg, Mr. Zuckerberg, exactly how does the Facebook make money?
We sell advertising and we connect people to products they enjoy.
Oh, no.
Thanks, sir. Have a good day.
This is Mark Zuckerberg when his child is born. This is Mark Zuckerberg when his mom dies.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is Mark, like, just that guy has no expression, and he's listening now, and I'm probably gonna get drone attacked or something. But
Well, your Facebook account is definitely shut down.
yeah, definitely. But so Ross was able to design a seat that like kept this guy's circulation moving despite all these injuries, and then he was less fatigued. And we all know that how important seats are, but it's all about like having the most contact with the most parts of your body and displacing all the weight so there's no pressure points. It's really cool.
In actual race cars, like whenever I've driven a real race car, been fortunate enough to drive like proper, like I drove like the M6 GT3, like proper race cars.
remember that, yeah.
whenever they put the seat in it that fits me, and there's a gentleman driver who drives for Turner who's about my size, and so they got seats, which is great.
Look at that.
Just fantastic. But it's the same thing. You know, when you're really properly in those cars, it's fingertips. The driving itself is all fingertips.
Absolutely.
It's great. Yes, M6 GT3. So big and yet so fast. It was very, very... You've never... Race cars are so intimidating. That car was so easy to drive.
Really?
I mean,
the weight?
Yeah, the weight wasn't a big deal. It's really all about, can you go fast enough to get the slicks up to temperature where the car isn't scary anymore, and then you can start playing on downforce and shit like that.
Yeah.
It took me a few tries to get the tires actually up to temperature.
What's it on? Cup 2s?
Those are slicks, my brother.
Oh, they are.
That's a slick. Yeah, there's full slicks.
Yep. Oh, yeah, sure. It's got the racing too.
Yeah. That's a race car.
I meant the Michelin logo.
I like how they do that, though. I like that just full printed kind of Michelin thing.
Iron-on.
Is it iron-on?
No, it looks like it, though. I like that.
There was that company that was doing basically the iron-on white letters for a while.
They're huge. They're bigger than ever. TireSticker.com. Shout out to TireSticker. And I know why why that look they want, but something about the actual spray paint, like the way it ages, the stencil is good. Stencil and or hand painted. I love both.
Or chalk, and then what did they use, like paint pens, like back in the day?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's the same thing. I was going to say, I was going to get those tire stickers because of Derek Whitaker. He's got the tire stickers. He's got the hookup over there and everything. And sorry about that. We're
How'd
work
that
on
sound?
That's
was
my fault.
For the record, that's water bottle onto floor.
Here we
Put
go.
that into the sound database for you.
Foley art. To create that sound, we actually just shot a person.
Yeah, we'll have to compare. If there's a drive-by outside of our soundproof windows here, we'll actually
I mean, I hear cars driving by sometimes.
I know, I do too a little bit. It's not perfectly soundproof. It's pretty good.
It's Mr. Farrah's neighborhood. I wouldn't worry about it.
That's a great
What does that
kids
mean?
show.
I've gotten weird warnings from Rick about various alley people.
Oh, already?
Yeah, there's alley people, and you know, it's a sort of symbiotic relation.
It's also kind of a happening area you're in over here. My God, I can't believe... I used to work right around the corner from here at an advertising agency right behind Home Depot, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, not only that, I used to live over here as well. So I was telling Zach the other day, I remember when you could see all the way to the beach. I mean, there was nothing. But then... Oh, sorry.
No, I was telling Zach to make the M6 go away. That's all. That's what the the pointing is a different thing. There's different computers to look at, right, Zach? Now we got to look at two different
My
things.
attention span is way too short.
No.
You guys had the best banter.
You were in the middle of a thing, and I was trying to quietly signal. That's all.
I'm so
you
impressed
actually
with this
blew
area.
up my spot.
I'm so impressed with this area and what it's all become. I had really no idea. I mean, I've been
pimp over here.
We moved 2-3 years ago from this area, from Venice, and I just hadn't really been down here that much since. And I mean, I think they had just built that new shopping center when I was here last.
It's where the Whole Foods is.
Yeah,
it's like super gentrified. It's nice.
But now, like, WeWork's over here, and Twitter's over here.
The move is to buy a house right where our old office was, like across the street from Playa Vista on the north side of Jefferson.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the move. All them houses in the next 2 years, no offense if you live there, are teardowns in which you can build something amazing right next to Playa
There's
Vista.
all those little cul-de-sacs. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah, a little bit of sirenage. Little sirenage outside. It's all good. But so anyway, back to the thing. On SNL.
Yes.
On news radio.
Yes. I'll start with SNL.
Yeah, let's go back.
So
we're gonna get through this over the course of 2 hours.
I was one of the worst high school students you could imagine. I was a smart kid who didn't apply himself. That's what they told me. You got so much potential. Why aren't you doing shit?
Yeah.
They tell everybody that.
I'd get the straight A's in like band, theater, public speaking, art,
things you liked.
Any kind of art, any kind of curriculum, I don't know, math, science, all those things that I found totally pointless at the time. I would listen and I would take the stuff in, and I would even participate in class, but I wouldn't do my homework. Crazy shit. Anyway, enough so that in Wilton...
It's almost like 8 hours of learning is enough for one day.
And we're not meant
sort
for
of my
that.
feeling. I was like, if I've got this, why am I going to go beat it over my own brain? It didn't really make sense to me, and I
didn't do homework much either.
I definitely challenged authority from an early age. But anyway, so because of all this, they said at Wilton High School that this would have been my junior year. They said you can't graduate on time. You have missed enough credits that in the next year and a half, 2 years,
you cannot make them up.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it. And this was halfway through the junior year. And
holy shit, they knew that far out. That's a lot. You fucked up.
So
That's a lot.
So hang on, but that's what they said. It wasn't a mathematical equation. It was they didn't think I would change. They said, "Oh, you're not going to do this." So I could have done. So what they did was they set me up at a work study program. So they said, do you remember News 12 in Norwalk?
Yeah.
Every day I would go to News 12 from 9 to 5, go work in the local TV studio, learning how to do all of this stuff. I totally I missed it. There was a TV studio at the high school, and that's where I spent all my fucking time.
Yeah.
I built my little Letterman desk and my little skyline and all the stuff, did my little show from the high school, the whole thing. So I was into that stuff already, and they saw that. So they set up this internship for me at News 12. That was junior year, did it till the end. And then from 5:30 till 9 at night, I would go to night school, which was the same curriculum theoretically, even some of the same teachers, but it was, at night with like 10 kids or whatever.
I didn't know they did that. At Wilton, they did night school?
I didn't know it either. And it was actually it was a 3-town program. It was Wilton, Weston, and Westport. So there was kids from all 3 towns. So it wasn't even, there was only like 2 kids I knew from school, and then these were other kids. And it was really cool because you just got treated like an adult, which was right up my alley.
Yeah.
Because I never functioned with kids
even
my
the same
age.
teachers, like once they're outside those 8 to 3 hours, it's like totally different people.
They've gone home. They've changed.
Yeah,
We're in different clothes now. They've maybe had a little drinky, who knows?
Yeah, they're all like, fucking teaching night school tonight. I better take another bong hit.
Exactly. So that thing worked out. So the same thing next year, but I went to 30 Rock instead.
Oh.
And so I worked on Conan.
As a work study?
As a production assistant. Every day I worked on, 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. I worked on Conan. I worked on Saturday Night Live. I worked on the Rosie O'Donnell show when she used to have a TV
That's crazy.
talk show.
That's a gig in high school, man. That's real.
It was amazing.
Yeah, you're in high school. You're seeing celebrities every day on set, even if you're just getting fucking coffee.
Try to talk to your friends after that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense anymore. You've already, the separation happened way too early.
Totally. After I started making videos, like, I was still running the car wash with Larry. The very first time someone stopped me on the street and said, "I love your videos," I was like, I'm not going back to the car wash. After this, fuck no. This is it. Yeah.
I mean, they're scooping ice cream, and they're still in math. They're still in science. I'm at Conan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too young to be in the audience.
That's hilarious. That's like you're like the dancer from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones that they had to be like, no, he's in the band. That's why he could come to the show. Do you know that guy?
What?
The Mighty Mighty Bosstones, who you've probably heard of.
Sure.
There's a guy in the band who
Basketball,
does not play any instruments. All he does is dance around on stage.
I remember that guy.
And he's like 10 years younger than everyone else in the band.
But he's one of the elements that make the band.
Right. Well, now, at the time, it was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But they just said he was in the band and he would just dance around because he was like so young that they wouldn't let him in the club otherwise.
So he's like the hype man for the Bosstones, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah. All he does is dance around.
That's funny.
Wow.
It's
Weird.
hilarious.
Is the guy?
Yeah, but that's you.
Yeah.
You can't even be in the audience, and there you are. I don't know, holding cue cards and shit.
Pulling cable was a big one.
Yeah.
I was an audio assistant at Conan, so I learned a lot about this shit.
Oh.
This is where a lot of that came
useful.
from. Yeah, no joke.
One of the things I like to tell people, though, like high schoolers and whatever, is like, you can actually do something fun that isn't like academic for a living if you are willing to apply yourself a lot to it.
Yeah, that's
you have
it.
to be pretty good at it, but you can do it. Like, it's totally doable.
That fucking thing that the old adage, do what you love.
Yeah.
And you're never working. I mean, it couldn't be more true.
Yeah, no, Zach and I work really hard, but I almost never get up in the morning and go, fuck,
It's not
work.
It's not a job.
Yeah,
You're working for yourself, doing stuff you love.
Yeah. We get tired and sweaty, but it's still okay to get up in the morning.
I've been here. Yeah, I've been here all day. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you have put in the hours in the studio.
I worked on my
sure.
car while you were gone.
Did you?
In the garage.
What'd you do?
Yeah. Remember I told you I yanked the stereo out like a couple years ago? Well, when Marco was doing something, Marco, shout out to Marco TLG, love you, Marco.
TLG.
He took something out of the frunk or whatever, and it exposed that like the amplifier and like wood and a bunch of other shit were still there from the stereo. So I just yanked all that shit up.
Oh, cool. Oh, so by working in a car, you just removed things.
Yeah, car doesn't start now,
sorry.
so one of those wires was important.
Oh, fuck. What?
No, I'm kidding.
Do you know that legitimately concerned me? As I was going in, I was like, wait a second, please start. Because I was yanking all sorts of cables.
Oh, yeah, you pulled out
stuff.
some boxes and some wires and just shit that was randomly cut. Yeah. He's got a fun little 997 Carrera S that, and one of the things that Jay does is sort of, I guess, well, I don't know if you're the organizer, but you definitely bring coffee.
We started it by going regularly.
Yeah, to Newcomb's Ranch.
Yeah, Friday mornings.
Friday mornings. I can just straight promote it because the fact that it's in the middle of nowhere keeps most people from going. So it's at 9 a.m. Friday mornings, Newcomb's Ranch. I go a lot when I can. I actually started adjusting my filming schedule so that I could film very early and then come to Newcomb's Ranch and hang out with you guys.
Have a donut and coffee.
Yeah. And it was fun. Like, I met some really interesting people up there. A couple weeks ago, I met Norman Reedus and Clifton Collins Jr., who are two pretty well-known actors.
I forget the show. What's the show?
Norman Reedus is Walking Dead.
Norman Reedus is Walking Dead.
Right.
Clifton Collins Jr. He's been in a lot of shit, but he's to me most recognizable as Frankie Flowers in Traffic, the movie Traffic. You know what I'm talking about? Remember Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I do. And Benicio
There
del
he is.
Toro. I
That's
haven't seen
him,
that in forever.
right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, he's a great actor.
Yeah,
that guy's a great actor.
once you see the face,
Yeah.
you can't. Like, I literally saw it.
Wait,
I was
what?
like,
He was at Breakfast Club?
yeah.
Oh, that's a riot.
Him and
Didn't
Norman
even know.
Reedus. They were driving Porsches
That's so funny.
with that dude Owen.
Yeah.
Owen's like a car placer, right? Isn't
This
he
is
like
so funny.
The car
so
placer.
funny. So that's the nice thing about up there is it's kind of like it's a non-event. Like it's an event
Right.
that's a non-event.
It'll be interesting what happens if Newcomb's like opens again.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
do
know.
they ever restrict it when they're open, or they welcome you with open arms? Because like, good people are here in the morning.
No, I mean like it's closed for coronavirus
Right.
or whatever, but like I don't know. They haven't really said much about opening again, have they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's probably not going to be for a while.
Yeah.
If I mean, I don't know.
Seems like
I don't
it's-
want to say the wrong thing here.
No, I mean it is what it is. They're closed.
They are
They
definitely
might
closed,
open
yeah.
if they're allowed to open, but right now.
But when they open, wouldn't they like it that you guys go there because you?
Oh, they
Probably,
love it.
for
No, they
sure.
love
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
They
Yeah, for
absolutely
sure.
love us. My
Yeah.
point is that we created this thing called Good Vibes Breakfast Club, GVBC.
I didn't even know it had a name.
Yeah, well,
Shit.
it turned into this thing. It's all right. So how it started was Nicole, my wife, and I used to go up there on Friday mornings. My wife has MS, and so mobility is an issue. So we use that yellow car to get around. And it started with us just going up on Friday mornings because there was no traffic. There was nobody up there. We did it one time where we were like, this is the day.
Yeah.
What are we doing? This is ridiculous. And
Weekdays, people drive on weekdays.
and you throw it on Instagram one or two times, and you say, "Oh, invite your friends and whatever." And for like a year, it was like under 10 people, and then it was more, 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 and we came up with a name for it and whatever. It's been like
people
3
don't have
years now.
offices. Now it's like you know you're not going to an office every and also it's nice because the people that tend to be there are people who make their own schedules, which just by its own nature brings out interesting people,
Yes.
freelancers and,
Yes.
and entrepreneurs and actors and entertainers and
Artists,
and
musicians.
weed growers and weed
There
growers.
is. There's
There's
a very
pretty
high line to.
strong contingent of weed growers. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because they can come from Palm Desert also.
That makes sense. Both sides of the mountain.
Yeah. Palm Desert.
Is that where
Is
all
it-
the grow fields are
Yeah.
and everything?
Because was it Palm Desert or Desert Hot Springs? I think it's Desert Hot Springs, where the mayor straight up was like, commercial grow ops are all good with us.
Really?
And they sold all their land in the whole fucking city
What?
in like a week.
Whoa!
It was nuts.
Wow.
My homie Nick S was trying to do something out there, and I kept telling this motherfucker, do not start a grow operation. Start a fucking light store. You dumbass. Start a light store and a rock wool store and a nutrient store. Don't fucking pan for gold, bro. Sell axes.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't work. He applied for a permit, didn't get one. Dumbass. You don't need a fucking permit to sell lights, bro.
Like I sell watering cans. What do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
It took till about the third or fourth thing you listed for me to realize, oh, these are accoutrements to grow weed. We were like trays and hoses. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. To water these plants. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's awesome.
I spent my childhood at NBC. What do I know?
You're like, are these slip and slide accessories or what?
Yeah, if it wasn't on a commercial or at NBC, I don't know much.
Is that one of those things, though, that once you're there, once your feet are on set, they know your name, you become familiar?
It's literally what happened.
Easy to keep that job?
It's literally what happened. Yeah. It's literally what happened. That's so funny. I would go from like Conan up to Saturday Night Live and be like, well, I'm working downstairs. And then go like from Saturday Night Live to a different, well, I'm working upstairs. You know what I mean? And sort of just, I guess nowadays they call it networking, but as a kid, I was just a sponge. I just wanted to, I wanted to see every single thing. I wanted to learn every single thing, talk to every single person, annoy everybody as a stupid guy. Wait, what are you doing here? Who's your dad? What's going on?
I know exactly what you mean.
Why do you have an ID card? You should have a guest.
What is a key grip exactly?
Yeah. And I didn't even get into that stuff till I got out here. Yeah. What would you say you do here?
And where is the craft services table? But how does one learn about lighting a room? Like, how do you look at a room, whether it's your place or this room, and go, here's what we're gonna do?
Well, you kind of have to decide what you want. It starts with what your frame is going to be, with what you want it to look like. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can't really just walk into a room and like, yeah, put the lights here. It's like, well, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
How do you want this to look? And
said
basically,
it was 10 years younger.
You told it. There were a few things. There were a handful of things. You said shine was an issue. There were a handful of things.
I did say shine was an issue.
So I didn't give you a straight backlight behind you. We hit you from angles.
Thank you very much.
So there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things.
I said we need the women to feel comfortable with how they look on camera when they come visit us. Yes. Eventually. That was an issue at the old studio. Although the soft lanterns helped.
The lantern was a big improvement. Fluorescent lighting was terrible.
Fluorescent lighting.
Yeah.
Oh, you told me you made a softbox. Is that what it was?
No, we just got
Urban Outfitters made a softbox.
Yeah, and then we just yeah, there was a big paper like round lantern, and then we just got really low wattage bulbs, and it worked.
Oh, all right.
It was a mimic softbox.
That works
for $50.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah,
just incandescent, so very yellow. It was very yellow.
You have the ability to adjust your color temperature in here.
These are good.
What is that right?
I like
we've got it right
in the
midpoint. I think we're at 4,400.
It looks pretty good right now. I'm interested to see what happens when we charcoal up this wall behind me.
That's going to be great.
We ordered Zach today. Here's what we're doing.
Yeah, very good. Get into it.
Switch to my angle here. We're gonna do this. For the wall behind me. So this wall here, over in the sort of behind the board on that wall behind you or next to you, we got this super sick Ferrari gated shifter pattern with an actual shifter handle coming out of it in another layer, in sort of a similar way that our TST gauge cluster here has multiple layers. So it's a big 4-foot Ferrari shifter logo that goes behind you, which is going to be awesome.
That's so
rad.
rad.
And then the rest of this wall, we're covering Google Kirei, Kirei, topo tiles. So we're covering the wall in topo tiles, which my brother-in-law, John Stein, his company Kirei, they, that's it. T-O-P-O, not two P's, T-O-P-O. And my brother-in-law makes these, and it's recycled materials, totally ecologically friendly, acoustic tiles. So go to wall in that thing, and then go down to the yellow, the yellow things. There, bottom on the left, looks like puzzle pieces. So we're getting those in dark gray, and they're.
Yeah, you were in the right place.
You were in the right place.
Click on the gray one.
They come in stripes and
there you go.
Those guys. So we got a bunch of those.
It's basically going to look like a pixelated brick wall.
Yeah.
It'd be really, really cool.
That's really rad.
Yeah. So we're covering the whole wall in those, except for the shifter pattern, which is like, it's like one panel with cubes put on top of it of different heights. So it looks
like Minecraft or something.
It looks like a Minecraft wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when the light hits it in the different shadows and stuff, should look really cool.
Yeah, and it's all made of recycled plastic, so it's all ecologically friendly, and they're laser cut out. And so, if you guys, if anyone is, go to their homepage, just show the folks at home like some of the crazy shit that they do, like acoustic products. Like they do these huge walls and ceiling things that hang from the ceiling, and like all different crazy patterns and stuff, and these screens and dividers, and and all of it knocks back the sound.
I don't know if they literally did Google or not, but there's stuff like this all over Google.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. They did Google. And they used to do this really beautiful bamboo work that I really loved. So downstairs in the lobby below us, they have this new product where they can print a 600 DPI image on the Echo panel.
Holy shit.
So downstairs in the lobby, I've got a 40 by 60 piece of Echo panel coming with a Larry Chen photograph of my safari in the sunset at El Mirage on, and it looks like a piece of art, but it's an actual functional on an acoustic panel.
Wow, that's really rad.
Yeah, it's fucking so cool. I'm really excited. These guys do the coolest shit, dude. Their designers are so good, and they could come do like a sound study. You know, they'll come to your building or whatever, and they do a sound study with the meters, and they figure out like what to do. Oh yeah, look at that baffle ceiling. Oh my god, it's so sick.
I want to find this whale they did. There you go.
Yeah, Rowayton. Hey, that's Connecticut. Nice. Rowayton Elementary School.
That's basically
the big
Norwalk.
whale. Oh wow, and they've got them on the ceiling. Those clouds. See the clouds on the ceiling? Those are the Echo panel clouds with a big ass
fan. I noticed that.
I love the big ass fans. We didn't need them here.
You don't.
Because our ventilation system is crazy.
Let's just put one in the
so
studio.
much suction.
Let's just get one. Just one in here.
Like an airplane just crashed through the ceiling.
My buddy Doug owns a place called Drivers Club in Seattle. Really fucking cool spot. And they've got a bunch of big ass fans all synchronized, and it's very zen.
I think they even have them at PEC, right? In the motorsports
got them. Yep.
garage.
Costco. They have them in Costco's.
No.
Yeah. They've got them in Costco's.
God, that's we were joking about it downstairs, but that company blew up on OCC, on American Chopper.
The big ass fans? Was that the first place
they did a bike
were?
for big ass fans, and then they were everywhere after that.
Wow, so that was a really
like
good
5-10 years ago,
that was
10
good
years
marketing
ago.
purchase by big ass fans, because they're like, build us a $200,000 bike. We get on the show.
Totally.
It's like a write off.
You didn't
Just get the bike done.
Did you come with us, Zach, to OCC? I think it was before we met you, actually.
Yeah.
Have you been to OCC?
I have. It's funny. I think I don't know if I may have.
It was a wild place, man. I went to their second shop, not the first shop. When they went to the bigger shop.
If you pull up my Instagram,
Bro,
I just put pictures of me up with those guys the other day.
The bigger shop has like 20,000 square feet of retail. It's like so much going on.
It's a 100,000 square foot building that has. There you go.
Oh, there's Paulie Senior. Holy shit!
If you click on it, there's a handful of them.
Oh wow! I haven't seen a picture of Paul Senior in a while. Seems like he might be off the roids, maybe.
That was a long. Look how young I am. That was probably like 2005 or something.
Fuck! I actually can't even believe that was you.
That was more recent. That was that we talked about this the other night with Big Car Chris. This was that biker build off in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I was back at the shop.
Oh, that dude. Who's that guy?
Rick Petco. One of the nicest guys who worked on that show.
Yeah,
or
Rick
at that shop.
Petco, yeah. Oh, I'd love to get that guy on the show. We gotta get that. We gotta find that guy.
Have him fly out. No biggie.
Oh, you know who I asked Bo. We're gonna book Mad Mike. Remember Mad Mike?
No.
He was on Pimp My Ride. He worked at West Coast Customs, and now he's at Gas.
Oh, that's at Galpin Gas? Mm-hmm. No shit.
Mad Mike fucking rules.
We talked about them last night because they got the Herbie car, right? One of the original Herbie cars over there.
Maybe.
Galpin.
Not
your thing?
You know,
VW?
The Herbie thing never really did it for me. I don't know.
I think it was before our time.
Could be. Really, yeah, could be.
Like that movie
older.
came out in the 70s, maybe.
And we had a Beetle when I was watching it in the 80s, so you're probably right.
And the Beetle was cool in the 60s, so it was like you needed all those things.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I was 18. Like I wanted a van.
I was Back to the Future, not Herbie. Like if I had a car that did special shit, it was going to be a DeLorean, not a Beetle. You know,
because I remember being even as a kid, I was like, Volkswagen race car. You sure? It's a movie. Okay, and that's me being ignorant because I know they did race them in like Baja Class 22, but still, they're not.
I can understand.
Hopped up bug.
If you don't have that sentimentality to it, the movies are kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, but I did drive EV West Beetle. Their Baja
electric
bug.
One?
That's too fast.
Interesting.
It was super sketchy.
Dude, it's so sketchy. It's like a foot off the ground. And I asked Mike, I was like, Michael Bream, I was like, how fast does it go? He goes, no one has the balls to go over 90 in it. And I did like 86, and I understand. It is because it's a Tesla motor, but it's powering something that was designed in the 40s.
Yeah.
To have 30 horsepower.
Right.
No thanks.
Ooh.
And I assume it's a rear-wheel drive only.
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
Just,
Oh my God.
No front motor, just rear.
Yeah, and it's got skinnies in the front and like BFGs in the back.
Oh, really? It's like a drag setup?
It's like a sand setup. It was rad.
All right.
I mean, it was great, but then once you get like up to highway speeds, like no, this is meant for 0 to 60 in the sand.
Oh my God! Speaking of EV West, can you pull up their gram and see if they ran that Bonneville
They
car,
did.
and if so, how it went?
They passed
We had
tech.
Michael Bream from EV West on the show, and oh my God, what a pretty car!
that's
I'll
pretty
tell you
darn
what,
awesome.
them guys know how to build a pretty car. That is a great looking vehicle.
Well, they worked with this guy. I think his name's Ron Hickey from Hickey Speed, and he's done Bonneville like for decades. And he designed the car for them. So he that's why it looks as fast as it looks. He knows how to make streamliners and stuff, and that's why it
Well,
works.
as a side effect, it's just so pretty.
Yeah, that's what I agree with you on this. I agree with you on
So
these things.
pretty.
Are usually odd looking, weird looking, awkward looking.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good.
Not at all.
Very fighter jet.
That piece of glass or Lexan, whatever they're using for that canopy, they really nailed the angle. It really looks fucking ace. It's not just super. It's not like that tight, a helmet look. It's the fucking. It's a windshield.
They passed tech I think 2 days ago, and they had their first run. And here you go.
Oh, here we go. 211 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's the speed I went in the Jetta. We're gonna watch it. Okay, here he goes. He's like a tail-mounted camera. We're looking. I assume we don't have sound on this.
We do not.
Yeah. So you follow this blue line at Bonneville, and it's not a left and a right. You just go down the center, and there's cones. Like you just pass them every mile, and watch how fucking fast they start coming up when you crack 200 miles an hour. The tires on this thing really look like the kind of like inner tubes, like you'd go down a river with.
I feel like they're getting rounder by the
Right.
second.
Yeah.
all the
So
time.
they're expanding because
Yeah,
of
they're
the
expanding,
centrifugal
yeah.
force.
And it looks like it's holding straight pretty good though.
Yeah,
huh?
he's staying right over the blue line, which is
Yeah.
good. Not always the case with land speed stuff.
Yeah.
And the camera is now rotating because of the wind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God! What a bonus!
backwards.
Are we gonna get a shoot pull as a total bonus here?
I think that's what happened.
If that's
Unless-
the case, what a fucking fortuitous spin of a camera!
Yeah, that's really amazing.
Oh,
was wild.
they should have held the.
It's probably the 60-second.
Yeah, 60
Yeah,
second
they
limit.
should have held that. I would have skipped the start and held the shoot pull.
I'm with you on that one 100%.
Oh, dude, go EV West! 211 miles an hour in that thing. That's awesome. That's great.
So I think on their last run they said
Go back to that picture of the interior.
they
Sorry, go ahead.
did a 192 average. So they're aiming for I think a 211 average.
So I just read their controller was at 50% power.
Yeah, how nuts is that?
Oh my Lord.
That is insane. I mean, when he said he's like, we're just going for 211 or whatever the record is, like,
So they're
it could
not
do more
powered
than
out.
that.
They're stabilityed out.
They're being really smart. This is their first time doing it, and he's like, let's learn to do it safely, and then next year maybe if they get some sponsors and they want to go big, which the motor can clearly handle, because it's really amazing when that, as streamlined as that is, it's going 210 on 50% throttle.
I do have to say though, it is strange that it seems like, according to this post we're looking at, working on relocating parachute releases and fire system pulls, that couldn't have been worked out at the shop. That seems like something you could have, like, you didn't fit the driver in California.
Well, they started this project 3 months ago.
Okay.
Like they've been talking about it, but then they hit the go pedal like 3 months
Okay.
ago, and they've been sprinting for it. So that's why, they got out there I think like 5 days ago, and they took them 2 days to pass tech. I think the event.
I don't
mean
like these are very smart people. I don't
yeah.
mean to like Monday morning quarterback like
No,
that.
I'm with
but
you.
it just like it seems like you're at Bonneville and you haven't figured out where to put the parachute pulls.
I'm with you, but at the same time, I'm thinking of studio stuff and how many I've done the same thing 5 times in here because we didn't like it the first 4 or whatever.
True.
You know what I mean? So-
True. Oh shit! By the way, I just looked up at the door, Jay. That looks great.
Oh,
Did you go
good.
to Home Depot and get
Yeah,
that?
of course.
Those look really
After
good.
I was done working on my
You
car.
see the on,
Hey!
Did you see the on-air sign outside, Zach?
I saw it outside.
Is it
amazing,
on? Did
isn't
you
it?
turn it on?
Oh, where's the switch?
He's got
You
it
got the
over
switch
there.
for the on-air sign? Make sure everyone else in the building knows that we're on the air right now.
Now it's real.
No, yeah, we put an on-air site outside, and it's like, it's really quite special actually to see it like lit up, the sign on the door. It's like At our old place, we literally had quotation marks around, around our name.
When they made it, they put the quotations around. It was like, yeah, this is allegedly the smoking tire.
And now
it's a business.
Now you got a metal sign and an on-air sign.
Yeah.
By the way, I have to give your on-air light is what I used to look at every day at 30 Rock. We got you an actual old RCA on-air light, so it's a specific one.
That and the WCCS old-timey microphone.
Well, that's
one day we got
just a little bit of Letterman in there.
One day we got to plug this into the board and see what it sounds like.
Yeah, no, it works. It's just tinny
sounding. Or it
sounding.
Summons Johnny Carson and he just shows up and he's like, hey, how you guys doing? Like, whoa.
One day we're going to have an intern. Oh, no.
I think if that actually worked, it would have happened over at our place by now.
You have to rub the lamp the right way.
Oh, we still have to put that together properly. Yeah, we haven't even done it yet.
One day we're going to have an intern and we're going to make him speak into this, or her speak into this microphone. That's their only mic. If you talk, you got to use that, and you have to use the North. You have to use the North Atlantic accent.
It needs an intercom button.
No, transatlantic.
North Atlantic.
No.
What's the North Atlantic?
Yeah.
No, transatlantic. The transatlantic accent is the
dialect that you can't.
It's mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic accent.
That's the one.
Or transatlantic.
Oh, yeah.
A purposely cultivated accent of English blending together features of American and British. Think.
It's the one that sounds like this.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We're gonna go motoring up the
see.
coast and then maybe get a hand job. It's that kind of voice, you know.
Oh.
Would you like to buy a vacuum cleaner? Because that's what I do. I sell vacuum cleaners. I sell pianos. Spoons?
John Mulaney, basically.
Yeah, a little bit. It is a little bit John Mulaney. Wow.
Any movie from the 30s.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's just like it happened. And then
oh, so that's your point. You talking to the old-timey mic.
The old-timey mic and the old-timey voice. Yeah.
Right.
We'll get Spinelli on that one. That's a Spinelli move for sure. It is. Absolutely a Spinelli move. When are we going to...
It was invented because the chief quality was that no Americans actually spoke it unless they're educated to do so. So it was like... You only speak this way if you learn to.
Interesting.
Because it's that fashionable.
Right.
It's like
you must have
putting
taught
it on.
yourself.
Yes, exactly. You're putting it on instead of like, where are you from?
Well, it's interesting. Where I grew up, right, everyone went sailing, right. Go play tennis, right.
Yeah, why did that happen?
See you out at Calf Pasture. Actually, they would go to Longshore.
That's a real self-important way of saying maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a lot of
it's
that.
Real Judge Smales.
It's looking down your nose audibly.
That's so
it's
great.
the Judge Smales accent. Yeah.
Ted Knight, for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hello for my stretch marks.
For me, it was too close for comfort, but again, I'm older than you. Do you remember that? Oh, Monroe.
Yeah.
Jim J. Bullock.
Oh man. Oh, there's a good Smales. Fucking. God,
oh, there he is.
So much. I love that movie.
Just thinking about that, that's such a solid, good movie, and two of the best reasons that I love it are Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, and they didn't even get along back then.
Yeah, and they were both on set for like 8 days.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. You ever see the behind the scenes doc on it on
If
Caddyshack?
not, I definitely want to.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I can sum it up to you.
Okay.
Meanness and cocaine.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So we had it. All right.
Pretty much there, but it is a fun 90 minutes, and it's worth a watch, I think. Yeah. Can we talk about cars for just a second?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good call.
It doesn't really matter, but it's occasionally something we do around here because I feel a little bad because I had the TRD Camry, and because our schedule was just such a shit show around here, I just couldn't find the time to go fucking film it.
Oh, you're kidding.
And I'm sorry to Toyota, I really am, for lending me your car. If you feel any better, if it makes you feel any better, I only put about 40 miles on it, driving literally back and forth from my house to here, and that is all. The fuel gauge did not even leave F. Which I feel bad about, but this was just too important. And so I would like to discuss this car for a second. First off, it is $32,000. So objectively, you are getting quite a lot of car.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it was a Camry when you pulled up.
It's pretty nice looking.
I couldn't believe it. There was so much going on. I didn't realize that Camrys had that much going on. My grandfather used to drive a Camry. You know?
Actually, Rick thought it was a Civic because of the wing.
Right.
So he was like, is that the new Civic? And it's the new Camry. What? With the wing.
It's really duded up. Like way more than it used to be.
Well, that's the TRD. That's what you get with the TRD. So what else you get with the TRD are shocks, different dedicated shocks. You get better sway bars. You get Michelin all-season tires and lightweight wheels. There it is.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
You get a catback exhaust.
Oh,
You do.
Stainless?
You get a stainless catback exhaust. and then you get the body kit with the wing. So, but otherwise, here's the thing they do. You'd think, like, if we were talking about a Mini, right? If we were talking about a Mini, they'd start with an expensive one and then add more shit.
Right.
This one, they actually start with a cheap one.
Well, that's what you want.
Right. So it doesn't have a bunch of stuff on it.
Bare bones.
It's the TRD is actually the cheapest way to get a V6 Camry.
Really?
Like the XLE or whatever the luxury one is with the V6 is more than this one.
Because it's the racing model.
Right.
It's a lightweight.
Right. But it also means like
It's
a
like the
bunch,
911T.
it also means like certain stuff is like not even available as an option. So like you can't even get the upgraded radio. You can't get radar
I
cruise.
like that.
You can't. Well, it's
a
an
commitment
ethos.
to buy that car.
It's an ethos. Say
Oh,
what
I
you
see. Yes.
say what you will
Yes.
about the tenets of modern sedan modification, but at least it's an ethos.
I think they
Anyone get my
know
Lebowski?
if you're buying that one, you're also probably like, I'll give up some nice things to look like I'm a race car.
Maybe,
You know,
yeah.
Like you're a little younger and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't need that shit.
Right. But here's the thing. It's almost amazing. Like it's almost amazing. And the things they could do to make it amazing would still probably keep it under $35,000.
Is it front wheel drive?
Yes. But if it had a better diff, it would be a really good front wheel drive. It also has an electronically controlled 8-speed gearbox.
Okay.
That has a horrific tune on it, both in drive and sport mode. And when you use the paddles, the shift response time is very good for a torque converter.
So it's only the computer.
Yeah. And when you put it in manual mode and go to, say, fourth, and this is the same problem with the Jeep Cherokee, you're not in fourth. You're in first or second or third or fourth, but you're never higher than fourth.
Oh, it's like an automatic transmission.
You're setting a limiter. You're not setting the... So when you put it in sport mode, auto, and you accelerate, it does rev the engine a bit higher, which is good. Because between 5,000 and 7,000 RPM, this is the fucking Lotus engine. Straight up, sounds like it, feels like it, goes like it. That's the Lotus motor.
Really?
Yeah.
Especially with the exhaust.
With the
Sounds
exhaust, it sounds fucking great. But it's impossible to keep it in that goddamn power band because you have no control over the gearbox and the computer doesn't want you to.
good. So do you have to drive it in manual? And if you do, is it okay?
Well, like I said, you're setting a limit.
Right.
So all you can do in terms of manual control is downshift. You can't tell it to upshift because you just
No
rate
matter.
it.
Even you can't
There's
click
no
it 3
override.
times.
No, there's no override.
Oh, I
it's
don't
fucking
get it.
dumb. It's really dumb.
It's a bunch of stuff that doesn't work.
And so it would cost no extra money on the sales end to have this gearbox programmed correctly. None. Lotus does it. You can get the same transmission with a Evora 400 and a Evora GT, the same automatic, and it works great.
Well, what's the deal? It's just a computer.
It's a computer. It's all tuning.
Which is good. That's like a good problem to have versus like this mechanical transmission is fucked.
It's a cheap problem to fix.
Yeah.
But it's weird that they would sell the car like that. It's really
How long have they
strange.
had this transmission in this car though? Might take a bit.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know, but it's not
But
good.
you can't be the first one to figure this out. You know
No,
what I mean?
another review said the same thing. I read another review and it said the same thing. And so that's dumb. It also comes with all-season tires, which are not good. And it does have an upgraded brake caliper. It's got 2 piston front brakes, but I swear to God, like that picture, that picture looks just like the car that I tested, and it looks like it was at a racetrack. And so I really, really think that the car I was driving was tracked multiple times and had the brake fluid boiled multiple times.
That's not
possible.
a racetrack. There's just bleachers and a sign that says International with a white star and blue paint on the wall behind it. But that's got to be, I think that's like a yoga studio. Or
Yeah, it's
something.
probably.
Yeah, definitely not a
Yeah,
race,
someone
not a
that's like I
racetrack.
think that's Irwindale actually.
Anyway, so like it has a lot of promise. It's really affordable. And it has a really nice engine that you just can't control yourself.
That would bug the hell out of me.
Of course.
Because I can't drive the car I want to drive
Yeah.
or how I want to drive it.
It's lacking in details, and that makes it very disappointing. And also, they could have changed the steering ratio a little bit. And I guess it's a missed mark. It's unfortunate. It's a missed mark. Toyota's got the potential to build great cars, and they have in the past, but this is like almost there, but like nobody has been like, excuse me.
Is this the first year it's back or in the Camry?
Yeah. As a complete model. Yeah.
They'll probably upgrade as
That's
it goes.
what I'm thinking.
I hope so, but-
I mean, like first year Supra, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, programming is good because they can change that. Like, remember we had when we drove that prototype C8.
Yeah.
And it was like this transmission's kind of wonky, and then the one that came out was good.
This isn't a pre-pro. This is
I know,
the car.
but
they can
next year
still
they'll fix it.
I hope they do because yikes.
I like the interior. I like the design of it. I think for the money, like just having that. The center stack, the HVAC controls that's a cool look.
No,
it's way more interesting than you expect for $32,000.
So the dashboard, really, can you pull up a photo of the dash and gauges? The dash and gauges remind me so much of a Mitsubishi Evo 8 and 9. Now, I don't know, that's not a TRD Camry because the TRD Camry has red gauges that in bright sunlight are absolutely invisible.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the Evo 8 and 9. When the sun hits that gauge, you cannot read anything. And you make it as bright as it goes, and you go, is it broken? And then you pull into the garage, and then all of a sudden the car is out of the shade, and it looks bright as day when it's out of the sun. But in the sun, it disappears. But doesn't that gauge look just like an Evo gauge?
Well, yeah, because the red lights are not very common, and I think we are learning why. Like at night, it's like race car.
Yeah.
You're a badass, right? This is the color of passion. But in the daytime, it kind of falls.
I think
away.
even Audi finally got away from it, didn't they? They were red
Yeah.
for years. And
Yeah,
years
they
and
were.
Years
I had a
and years.
B6
liked.
S4, and I really liked that I had the red numbers, but then that really thick, white, bright needles. Mm-hmm. The S4s, the B5 and B6 had like this chunky
I know
white
exactly what you mean.
needle. It was great.
Yeah.
I love that detail.
The
That
base
a
was
great
bigger,
detail.
too.
Yeah. Nogaro, bring me the Nogaro. Yeah, you can actually see it there in that gauge picture. It's a really chunky.
Yep.
It's a chunky gauge needle. That was a good
I
design.
love those Audis.
Good
I really
design
do.
choice.
A gauge is nothing.
I
if
love
it's
them
not visible.
emotionally. They're not very good to drive.
My my mother. We had a '79 Audi 5000S, the one that that had the accelerator issue. Then she got a 4000. Then she got a 90. Then another 90. Then an A4. Like she was like Audi.
She was like really committed to Audis.
Yeah, that was it. She got one. It changed her life, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I grew up driving
I had
those
like a
things.
high school teacher that brought in the old Audis. They had like an Audi 4000 on Vermont plates.
Oh,
he was like,
they always, of
"Ooh,
course.
yeah.
Yes.
Look at
Country
you.
car.
Look at you. You are, yeah. My high school had a lot of Saabs too.
We had Saabs and Volvos.
Yeah.
We had a lot of arty. Like, it was kind of an
Well,
art.
there was the hand-me-down, right? And everyone's parents bought those from 1993 to 1995.
100%.
You know, and then all the kids got them after that.
But the people in our area were all like, it was like an artist colony. So there was like tons of architects and just weird designy type people, musicians,
A lot of
photographers.
turtleneck stores.
That area does draw artsy people. Ridgefield, that whole area does. Yeah.
And we were in like the silver mine area of Wilton. So it totally was by the Art Institute and everything. The New Canaan side.
Yeah. That's New Canaan is white people.
Yeah.
You actually spell it HWIT.
Yeah.
It's truly the whitest of people in New Canaan, yeah.
So funny.
Now all the art people are moving to the Hudson Valley. Now it's
Right.
all like
I've
Hudson
heard that
River
whole
Valley,
area.
like Middlebrook and all that stuff.
Well, New
Yeah.
Paltz blew up.
Yeah.
And then I heard even all the way out, like Rhinebeck is
Yeah.
blowing up now.
Well,
and
Hudson,
Rhinebeck used
where
to
we
be
got
like,
married, is just 100% artists and antiques.
where'd
now.
you get married?
At the Basilica Hudson.
No shit.
You know that place?
Yeah, of course. Everybody
Do you?
rents that place out.
It's
It's
hilarious.
you can see it from the Beacon Bridge. Or not the
You can.
Yeah, the Beacon Bridge.
You can see it from the Beacon Bridge. It's owned by one of the members of Hole.
No.
Yeah, it is. Not Courtney
But it
Love
wasn't-
and not Butch Vig. No, Butch Vig was garbage, not Hole.
But
It's
that
one-
place was famous when I was a kid, so somebody bought it.
they do stuff in there. It's like an old factory, and you can have weddings in there, and they have like I think concerts and like laser light shows and weird bravey stuff in there. and
It's been that kind of
art fairs
venue
and
for
shit.
that long.
I didn't know
Yeah,
about that. They used
for
to have
like a
like
minute.
jazz stuff going on.
Well, that too, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Because
there's-
when we went in there for your wedding, like it's an amazing place. But I remember there's a giant like smelting pot hanging from the
Yeah,
ceiling
yeah,
that
there is.
looks
Yeah.
like
Old
1,000
industrial.
pounds. I'm like,
Yeah.
and my head was like, wow, they must have just bought this factory to make it into an event space, and eventually they'll take that down because that seems super
no, they
dangerous.
charge extra for that.
Yikes!
They're like, we can leave that up, if you pay for it. Otherwise, we're gonna remove it.
Above the dance floor.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, imagine like Terminator 2 in the foundry. It's
right.
this giant cauldron.
It was like a steel foundry or something. Yeah. Whatever it was. I don't know.
That's
great
very
place
cool.
to
You
get
got married there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
It was
very
best.
cool.
But you have to do everything. They don't. If you get married,
you can't use your caterer. You got to use all their shit.
No. I mean the opposite. They have nothing. You write a check. They give you a key. They fucking walk away. You got to do You got to bring in all the furniture and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
So you have to want a project.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's it worked out.
That's
it was a good
cool.
time.
I
Hell
bet.
yeah! Come April, guess what happens in April, Zach?
I don't know.
Prosciutto cave.
Anniversary.
So instead of how people like save the top of their wedding cake for a year or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
they
but
do.
you said prosciutto, which is pretty much my
'cause
magic word.
Well, we did whole hog. And so rather than saving wedding cake, because we didn't have wedding cake, because wedding cake sucks, we saved a leg in their prosciutto cave. So we go back in 2 years and we get the fucking carve on.
Get out.
Yeah,
so it's all cured in salt and the whole bit. Like
the whole
all
shit. But we have to go to Hudson, New York to get it.
That's okay.
Well, there is that.
It's at Fish and Game, which is the restaurant that did our catering.
Which was really, really, really good.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. They catered and then Carl re-catered.
That's right.
That's so wild.
Yeah. So Hudson
Good for
Valley,
you.
what good roads too. Dry Bear Mountain, you're up there. You got you get the
speed
Taconic.
limits, but that's about it. Taconic, I used to blow up the Taconic at night.
Bro, the Taconic's heated though. You can't drive fast in the Taconic anymore. There's cops every fucking 5 miles of Taconic.
There was back then too.
Yeah,
Not
but
good.
they're super heated. But I still love that drive in the fall.
The foliage tour?
Dude, it is such a good drive.
I go up the Connecticut River.
That's
Up
a
the
good one,
Connecticut
too.
River, up to where the steam train is and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the steam train. Dude, there's
I grew up
what's
on
that
that steam
place
train.
called? It's
Griswold
like
Inn?
it's not the knitting factory, but it's like the something factory. And
There's a
you
piano
can-
factory there.
Well, you can take the steam. This was another thing we looked at for our.
Gillette Castle. You're
Yeah,
thinking of.
you can rent the train and take everyone to the wedding in it,
Yes.
which is like a whole thing. It was too much.
That's so awesome.
But they don't like wait for you. If it's on a schedule, like it's your train, but it's leaving at 5. And then if you're not on it,
Start thumbing out the bird dogs.
Yeah, we were like, oh, okay, maybe
funny.
not the train.
That's so funny.
Do we have other cars to discuss on this show? I just got that LC500 convertible.
That's a good looking car. That's a really good looking car.
That car might be the truth.
I went down and looked at it earlier. It's a good looking car.
I just went home. It's not on the gram yet, Zach. Sorry. Oh, we got to give a shout out to Moduline though for those cabinets. They didn't give them to us, but they gave us a discount. And the cabinets downstairs are so good, it really ties the room together, as the dude would say. We got
Okay.
Moduline hooked it up because Larry put these in his shop.
Yeah.
and they're so sick. Those did you peek at them, Zach? Those drawers. So they're not those silver handles. They're actually like handles. Like you
Quick
pull
draw.
the handle up and it unlocks the drawer. The drawers are
Oh,
locked.
cool. All right.
Yeah,
Instead
it's
of
like
just pulling out.
Yeah, it's like a release. They're really really nice.
You have
Very
to operate it
excited.
to get it. It's pretty
No, I'm
sexy.
into it.
It's
Yeah.
pretty
It's very
sexy.
satisfying.
And if we have an earthquake here, the drawers won't open.
Yeah, that
For
too.
real.
Yeah, that too. The tools will not
Yeah.
go flying. Yeah. So we got those, and then the Optima battery tenders in the case.
Oh my God. that's a
We
lot
got
of
Optima
tenders.
battery tenders for everybody. Optima sponsored us.
I remember. We went and picked
And
them up.
we
It's
went
like,
and picked them
whoa.
up in the Volvo, and now they're in. We got EV chargers. We got
Oh,
one
shit, that's
downstairs.
awesome.
We got one upstairs. So that's very exciting, and those work. But Optima hooked up enough battery tenders. They're giving me 130 battery tenders, which is enough for every car in the building.
Holy crap!
So
Are those EV chargers? Are they universal yet, or are they still proprietary per brand? Like if you get the Porsche one, or does it work
yeah.
on your Tesla? Or
So Tesla has their own. They have their own thing, but they come with an adapter, so you can plug in a regular charger into a Tesla.
Okay.
My chargers can be plugged into Teslas.
Okay.
Porsche has a charger on each side of it, the Taycan.
Oh.
So one of them is the super fast, like beast charger, and then they have a regular level, like is it Taycan?
What if you do both?
Zach, is Taycan like level
blow up?
4?
The fast
The
stuff they
fast
do.
one is that like? I don't know how many levels there are.
I think it's. I think the higher the number, I think it's a level 3. I think the fast
We have
350
2.
watt is level 3, and that's
But
where
they're
you-
like the 150 is level 3?
no 350 is level 3. I believe.
Because we're level 2, and I believe we're 25 watt. I think. I might be
pregnant
fucking
pause.
totally wrong. We're level 2. I know that. And you can plug any car into ours. The car should come with an adapter. But
interesting.
like Toyota, GM, the mainstream EV brands can plug directly into that.
Okay.
Yeah. But Tesla's got their own.
All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, here we go. Level 1 is how it's like 12 hours. So 10 and a half hours at 9.6 kilowatts. Okay, so I think we might be like 10 11 kilowatt here. I think.
Okay.
But we're definitely level 2.
Level 1 is a 120 volt. Level 2 is 240, like
Correct.
from your washing machine. And then the DC fast charging, which some Electrify America places and charge points have, which is the CCS. Right, the CCS combo connector is when it's like 4 plugs that are all part of one plug, and it just jumps electricity in, and you back up from that thing.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
just,
when you go plug in a Taycan and he plugs it in and it makes that noise.
Yeah.
The noise of current flowing is like, oh, Jesus, I better fucking go get
yeah,
breakfast.
the fans turn on at the generator that's
my
like
God.
next to the thing. It's pretty.
See,
It's
that
cool.
would freak me out to plug my car in every day.
Well, you wouldn't have that at your house.
You don't have that at your house.
Oh, I see.
No, this is like the gas station of electric
Right,
charging.
okay.
Yeah. That's if you want to do 200 miles worth of range in like 20 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, which you can do.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's 20, but it's
But
like
still, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's low. When I got the Taycan, excuse me, around the corner from here at Centinela and Venice is a fast charger, and I don't think it's a 350. I think it's a 150. And on 150, I went from 30 miles of range to full in 48 minutes.
That's amazing.
Which is very good.
A 20-minute charge or something. That's if you're doing a road trip. I mean, if you've got a family,
That's the goal.
It's going to take that to go to the bathroom, get the gas, get the snacks.
No,
do all
20
that
minutes
stuff. 20
is
minutes
fine.
nothing.
20 minutes is no big deal at all. I think where's the 20-minute Porsche Experience Center in Carson? They've got those. Best Buy in like Burbank or something.
I found a Walmart that had one.
Yeah,
the
amazing.
CCCS charging, like the big combo one, is pretty rare. I'm sure they'll have more of them, but right now, like. So I used Electrify America, and because they were working with us on a project, and you had to find which location of that brand had that charger, and it's not all of them.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I mean, I'm sure eventually they'll add at least 1 or 2. It just depends on how busy the area is.
Do you think the future is electric car?
It's tough to tell because it's on a consumer level, it feels so much like the future. When you drive an EV and you go, holy shit, it's quiet, it's not vibrating, it doesn't, for all these reasons.
So many less moving parts.
Battery technology, rare earth metals, what do we do to dispose of this stuff?
Right.
Is still kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of arguments that maybe that for passenger cars anyway, it's not the way forward. Kevin Zinger was talking about this. And in fact, I saw an article just about 2 days ago that there had been some kind of breakthrough in the type of...
the methane capture?
So they were... Kevin Zinger was talking about capturing carbon dioxide from the air, somehow turning... Was it methane from the air?
I thought it was methane.
I think it was capturing... Okay, whatever.
We
Capturing...
have plenty of methane in the air here.
Capturing methane from the air. Yeah, methane capture, correct. And using a process to convert that into a liquid methanol
Whoa.
that would burn in such a way, a clean burning methanol, and that the emissions, because it was captured from the air, the emissions of the vehicle would be equal to what was captured, creating a completely neutral combustion.
It sounds not dissimilar to those nitrogen ones way back when that were pulling it from the air, but it was it's a different
I think
element.
the process was that it was just an expensive process to convert that methane into methanol, and so it wasn't efficient on a mass scale, but it could be done. But I just saw a study on it about this on like Reddit or something. Huh.
I mean, I think the challenge with any of those is the energy required to do the capturing. It's kind of like this weird vicious cycle thing. But
Right.
I think I don't
Same
know.
thing with like desalinization, right? Like, why does
Same.
anyone not have fresh water? Like, we can turn seawater into fresh water,
Right.
But it's expensive. We did when we went sailing. We all fucking day long.
Yeah.
We ran the water maker.
I bet.
And worked. We drank, showered, and everything in water that started out as seawater.
It's super handy. We just had to run a gas, whatever, or diesel generator to do it.
That's the problem. Yeah, you're running a diesel generator.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, I see your point then. But I mean, if you have
because we were on a boat. If you could do it on a grid, on a power grid, and probably be a little more efficient with it. But we had to run a generator to make power to run a water maker, and then it's not as efficient.
No.
But
I don't know.
Nuclear plant could make all the fucking water in the world. You know what I mean? In fact, they make so much steam, you could probably just capture the steam.
I've always said that. The amount of steam that comes from the cooling towers, I'm like, what are we doing with that?
Build a tent, capture.
Put a fan on that thing. What are you doing?
It might be radioactive.
Oh, well.
But
it's going into the air.
That's true. I don't think it's radioactive.
All we need to do is have it turn something.
Just
have it
catch
move
that
it.
shit. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, do we? But our studio worked.
Do you remember that Smoking Tire episode where Jay and Matt decided to figure out nuclear fusion?
Oh, we've done. Yeah, why not? There's no rules here.
Totally doable. We'll figure it out at Newcombs on Friday.
Someone will post in the comments and be like, "These guys have never had a degree in nuclear physics."
this Friday. I am going to go film.
Nice.
Yes. I hope people don't figure out that means that I'm be out there. They should come say hi. Come to Newcombs, but I'll be filming in the morning.
That's funny.
If you get up at 5 and come see me in the canyons, I will.
Then they deserve.
I'll talk to you. Yeah, you're going to be the only other person there. Oh man, the canyons have been great though.
It's been great.
It's been lovely up there.
Although
the weather's been good.
There was shit this weekend. I guess a couple fatalities, motorcycles, and a car off the side. I mean the usual shit.
When I was with some officers when we were doing some TV stuff. I mean they said they scraped 5 or 6 motorcycles off a week. Yeah.
I've heard that too.
I'm scared as shit to ride motorcycles up there. I don't really do it.
I wouldn't do it either.
And don't try to go real fast. That's the thing.
Yeah,
right?
That's it. Yeah.
On Monday I get a Royal Enfield.
Oh yeah,
which is a motorcycle made in India.
How?
I think it's called a Commander, Royal Enfield Commander or Commando, Command something or other.
How into motorcycles are you?
I like motorcycles.
Yeah.
I'm not into going really fast on motorcycles.
Okay.
That's what I'm not into. But I like, like anything with an engine and a whatever.
Me too. I like the science of it, but I didn't enjoy riding in LA.
I do like riding in LA because I feel like I feel like traffic is for other people when I'm riding in LA.
Don't get me wrong. I loved that element of it for sure, but I also saw too many sheets on the freeway on my way to go ride.
Yeah.
Like to get out to the canyons or whatever, I had to, I was living in Venice at the time.
Yeah.
Got to get through Lincoln first, and man, that is not fun.
I know. Seeing other people get hurt on motorcycles has not deterred me at all.
Okay.
It hasn't. And I think because I very foolishly think that my senses and my reactions and all that will somehow... It's very stupid. I know that.
Well, I think isn't it? It's you've either been down or you're going down, right?
Yeah, of course. I went down. I've been down.
Okay.
I went down at 2 miles an hour on I think the first or second day I had my
hit
motorcycle
gravel?
license.
What happened?
No, I tried to make a U-turn on the top of the Snake. Everybody fucking watching me, and thunk, down I went.
It's because of the steep grade.
Big heavy bike. Yeah, it was dumb.
Of course.
It was not.
If it was a light bike, you would have been fine.
Yeah, it was not. Well, now I ride a scooter. We solved that.
God.
Is that bike not on the fucking site, Zach?
What was it called? I don't know.
These are all their bikes? I could have sworn he said Commander or Commando. Maybe he said Continental.
Continental?
I mean, this is what I got.
guess he said Continental. That looks kind of
That looks like a Commando.
That bike could be.
I'd call that a Commando.
That's a good looking bike though. What's cool about these Royal Enfields are they're that cafe racer style, right? But they're like half the price of Triumphs, maybe even less.
No.
Yeah.
I thought they were more. You're kidding me.
I think this bike's like $7,000.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, no, they're really cheap.
And that's a Thruxton right there.
Yeah, they're like half or a third of the price of a new Triumph.
Wow. I guess that's more the Bonneville.
I'm excited.
I'm curious how it goes because one of my physical therapists, he rides those a lot, and he's a huge fan of them. And
of Royal Enfields? Or
Royal
Triumph?
Enfields.
Yeah.
And he said, he's like, I enjoy it because it's a new bike, but it sometimes has problems like an old bike. I was like, interesting. So I'm curious what the experience is.
There's that, there's an argument that like pretty much like all Harley buyers, want a new bike that is an old bike, basically.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we're getting here. It's a new bike, but
I guess I don't know. He said like his headlight was jiggling loose once when he was a couple months old, and he's like traveled the world and ridden motorcycles across India, and so he's kind of into that. But
I want to tinker, but I don't want there to be rust.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I want it to say 2020 on the VIN, but I don't want it to feel 2020.
Yeah,
but it's really good looking.
Yeah, I like what they do with it. I like everything. I like their branding. I like their art on it, and the choices of the actual bike. Like that's a pretty cool, simple frame to me. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good looking bike.
Pipes look good angles.
So that's more like the Thruxton, I guess, right?
Yeah,
the other one's
I
more
think
the Bonneville.
It just depends on. These are all the same bike, dude. They're just different colors.
Well, some have the fairing on the front.
You can customize.
Oh,
I don't
see.
like those bubbly. The bubble fairing doesn't do it for me. I don't know about the bubble fairing.
It's Chips 1970, right? Ponch and John.
Well, it's sort of like an Isle of Man 70s kind of super bike thing.
I like it.
It's so low. Yeah, I like the kind of Street Fighter style they do.
That top right though is pretty much it for me. Look at that with the white letter tires and everything.
That bike makes me think of Jesse Combs.
Yep.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
That's a Jesse bike.
Totally.
Now, did you know her from Car Stuff?
Yes.
We knew her from the Mythbusters days.
Oh, did you work on Mythbusters?
No, but we had a lot of friends who did, and we were friends with the Mythbusters. Well, Adam, Jamie, we knew Adam and Jamie, but it was really M7, Carrie, Tori, and Grant.
R.I.P. Grant.
Yeah.
That's super sad. No, Jesse's was on our show twice, and
she was really cool.
She's very sweet and fucking really inspirational in terms
Speaking of Bonneville.
Getting shit done. Just getting shit done. She just like wanted a thing and would build it. They didn't want to do a thing and would do it. You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Another
Very,
one.
very sad.
Hardcore art.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
She was just hardcore art. I mean, not just her tattoos, but like she was just all about the art of it all.
Yeah.
You can just get your hands dirty, you know?
She's really good at encouraging other people to do that stuff too. That was like her big thing was like, especially women, obviously like women can work in the trades and they should, because it's like, it's a skill and you can make good money in it. And like, it doesn't need to feel like this, you know, ooh, women aren't supposed to do that kind of thing. So she's like really big at, she would set up like events that are just women only and teach kids, you know,
how to weld,
girls and women
like
how to weld and shit and expose them to it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse fucking ruled. I guess it's been a year, huh?
I think it's been about a year. Yeah.
Fuck me. That exhibit at the Peterson was very well done of her.
And what a neat thought. Like whoever put that together, I think thought that was such a neat idea.
Yeah.
But not something I would have thought the Peterson would have done.
Yeah, and when I went there and sat there for like an hour, there was a really interesting cross section of people that came through.
Yeah.
There was families, there was like bikers, there was like some like punk rock chicks, there was a really different, like not the kind of people you would normally see like in a car museum, you know. It was cool.
That's
and
awesome.
I'd never been in that little pavilion on the roof. It was
Oh, at the Peterson?
Yeah, I'd never
think
been
I
in
have
that.
either.
It was lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Yeah. You mean where the offices are at the very top?
Where this was. Look at the picture. Where the thing with Jesse was.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
yeah,
never
yeah,
been
yeah.
in that
They
thing
had
before.
redone it, yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't look at that. That's fucking
Yeah.
sad. That's downer, man.
Here, let me
Damn.
pull up Grant. Let me pull up my videos of Grant. And
Oh no, we can't talk about no.
Actually, you know what? Would you? Because there's a picture of me and him and Kit, or a video of me and him and Kit.
and
it
Kid
was
from Night Rider.
From Night Rider, yeah. It was. I don't want. It wasn't the last time I saw him, but
I didn't really
There he
know
is.
that how. I didn't know until he died how
Somewhere there's a video.
how involved he was in like Star Wars
on
and,
the same
and
thing.
stuff like that. I didn't know any of that shit.
dude, Star Wars and Star Trek. He used to send me pictures of the stuff he was working on all the time, and he did this. I don't know much about it because I'm not really into Star Trek, but he was so excited to do it. These guys created this way and the original set and everything else. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Night
no
Rider
audio, though.
rules.
Where they basically continued the original Star Trek, like the Kirk years of Star Trek.
Like fan fiction kind of thing? Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
but so authentically done, where they recreated the Enterprise, they recreated the original uniforms, and they really did it, like with real lights, real studio and everything. And he played Sulu. And it was like one of the biggest things at the time that he got to do that made him so happy that he got to give back. He talked to the real Sulu, what's his name, George Takei.
George
and everything.
Takei, yeah. Who kills on Twitter.
Kills
He's good
on
on
Stern
Twitter.
in the old days anyway. I don't know if he's still on that. He's
Oh,
great
yeah.
on Star
Oh,
Trek
my.
continued. Oh my.
Oh wow, look at that. There he
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Grant Asula. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't fucking know
He
that.
was so
that's
excited
so
to
funny.
do this.
It was
Shout out
called
to-
Star Trek Continues.
Yeah, I
awesome.
think that's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to, I think it was Julian Higgins who directed it, but absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely his favorite thing that he had done in years and years and years.
I was never that into Star Trek either, but I will concede that set looks just like the bridge. on
They
the Enterprise.
recreated
did a good
every
job, yeah.
single thing.
What's that place in the valley that everyone goes to buy future shit? The electrics.
Oh, Apex Electronics.
Apex Electronics.
That
yeah,
was the
yeah.
DeLorean days.
Yes.
That's where all that shit came
Yeah.
from.
Is that place still is it still
Yeah.
worth
I
visiting?
haven't been there in years.
Oh no.
I think it's very much alive. They're still like, oh, you want to build a post-apocalyptic futuristic
Right.
set?
Yeah,
We're
now
your
it's the
people.
Mad
need a-
Max cars.
You need a used missile? Like, here we have
Right.
them.
Yeah, do you need crazy cabling that looks like XYZ? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Mad Max cars were the jam.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
them shits were like pretty functional
Somebody-
as far as movie cars go.
Somebody just posted something about that the other day. Apparently that takes place in 2021. I've never
Well,
seen the original
The
Mad
original
Max.
one probably does.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about Fury Road?
I was talking about Fury Road.
How is that? Everyone says it's amazing.
You've
I've
never
still
watched
never
it?
seen
Fury
it. No,
Road?
I
Holy
even have
shit.
it. I have it at home,
dude,
ready to watch.
Just look at these vehicles.
God damn it.
That and this thing with the tank, it's like a I don't know, is that a fucking Plymouth and a tank maybe? And then the Cadillac, which was the stacked Cadillacs. Pull that top one up, yeah. That thing is so crazy where they just took multiple Cadillacs and
59s,
stacked them,
yeah.
and stacked them on top of each other.
They just cut them. It's a Hard Rock Cafe Cadillac.
Pretty
That's a
much,
riot.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
you have to watch
Yeah,
this
it's
movie
worth it
as
just for
soon
the
as
cars.
possible.
I'll watch it
I've watched
tomorrow.
it, honestly, 4 to 5 times. Like,
The plot,
Really?
not
Yes.
great.
Oh, but I've
There's
heard it
about 8
actually is
words in the whole
surprisingly
fucking-
good.
As a film, it's incredible. But the practical special effects and the cars are amazing. Yeah, it's worth it for that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's fucking real cool. I love that truck with the wall
Oh
of
my
sound
Lord.
on it. With all the speakers.
So it's the old Mad Max just on full throttle, right?
Kinda.
yeah,
Okay,
just
yeah.
with all the money and, shot super HD. The color, palette they did is rad. Apparently,
It won a
They
shit ton of
cranked the
Oscars.
saturation
Oh, yeah.
up to like 1,000.
But that's not the movie that would win any Oscars, and it won tons. Or a
But
few.
it didn't win Best Actor. It was best,
No.
best
No.
editing, best special
Sound.
visual
when,
effects.
when he pitched the movie, he showed up with like 3,500 index cards of storyboard, but no script, no words. He was like, "No, we're gonna do this with no words." And they're like, "If you want to make a movie, you're making fucking words." And so that's why when you watch it, like, there's a lot less dialogue than there is in any other movie you've seen. Doesn't need it. Tells the story visually.
Yeah.
But that's why.
Not
Sounds like
since Le Mans, has there been an attempt
Wow.
at a movie with so little dialogue?
That's bold.
Yeah. I hate Le Mans.
I don't like it.
I hate Le Mans, and
I've
I
never
hate
made it
fucking
through it.
Bullet.
To
I've
this
fallen
day, I've
asleep.
never
Yeah,
made it
me-
through
me
it. That's the truth.
I
No, I
fall
would never
asleep.
tell any. This is the first time I'm saying that. I've never seen it all the way through.
I feel you. I tried to watch Bullet fucking 3 times. I fell asleep.
I've
Le
made it
Mans
through that
sucks,
one.
Too.
Yeah.
The first half hour of Le Mans just feels like Steve McQueen's getting ready to shoot a movie, and they're following him around. And
Yeah.
they're like, so when do you start shooting the thing?
the
And he's
credits
like,
should have been
Well, I
30
gotta smoke a
minutes.
cigarette first, and they're like, no, let's use that. Let's just use it.
Well, I'm driving to the set. No, we're going to use it. We're going to follow you. We're going to drive it. So funny.
Paints a picture.
Absolutely. Man.
Are you a McQueen guy or a Newman guy?
Newman.
Me too. Team
I
Newman
mean,
all day long.
probably Newman.
Oh,
if
even
I
though
had
I'm
to
wearing
pick.
hello,
You're wearing
loving the
know.
McQueen shirt here.
I don't think
This is
I'm
more for
either.
Chad.
Who am I? What kind of a person? Who am I?
I just meant
Maybe
of
I mean,
those
well,
two.
for those-
Maybe I'm a Burt Reynolds.
Oh, really? Of course you
It's a
are.
Cannonball Run. It's a Cannonball Run thing.
best.
Maybe I'm Burt Reynolds. But honestly, leading man, fucking, I'll be on Team John Candy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
I
yeah.
meant
I'll
more
be
in the car guys. You know,
the
they had
actors who drive.
well, because they had it was McQueen and Newman was
'Cause same
sort of
era.
a rivalry for a
Yeah.
long time,
You
even
do.
to the point when
Newman's a better actor. The movies he was in was better. Like Color of Money is so good.
Yeah.
Like
His
he's very,
career
very
was
good.
much longer.
His
All of
career
his
was long,
stuff.
and he's probably a better driver because he won a bunch of crazy.
Newman
games of
won
shit, right?
like a GT1 race when he was like 80.
Yeah.
I think
That's
did he
true.
win his last race?
he was 82 or
I
something
think
like that.
Paul Newman won his last race he ever fucking raced in, and he was in a C5R GT1.
That's right. He was 80 years old though.
Yeah,
I think
Lime
you're right.
Rock.
I think you're 100%
What a
right about
beast.
that.
And did he race Trans Am and what was the other shit in like early '90s? Fast. He raced for.
He
it
raced
was
Trans.
Nissan,
He did
right?
race Trans Am.
Like
IMSA. He raced
He raced
IMSA.
big power
Yeah.
stuff.
Corolla's got the super sketchy 300ZXs
Yeah.
that are like undrivable.
Yes.
Yeah.
He used to come
Corolla's
into
really-
Bob Sharp Nissan.
Corolla did or Paul Newman?
No, Paul Newman.
Well, he raced
Yeah.
Bob Sharp Nissans.
But he would.
He's from that area too, wasn't he?
He lived in Westport.
Yeah,
lived right
he's
down
right
the street.
there.
We'd watch him driving up to Lime Rock all the time in that Beetle with the souped-up
The
motor.
hot rod Beetle. Yeah, dude, look up Paul Newman's hot rod Beetle. I think he put a fucking V8 in it.
Somebody said something else, but I remember myself seeing a V8 with the round air cleaner, from an old school.
It's got the roll. It's the one with the roll bar there. Yeah, that's
There it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And there's another shot of it, the magazine article that probably shows the engine. Second row on the left there.
Hang on, I want to get
That's it
some
right there.
bigger-
The engine in the back seat.
Yeah, the engine is the back seat. It's not in the.
No, it was he made a mid-engine out of it. People called it a rear engine, but it was sitting right behind the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Anyway, but this was the time when he was looking to get into car sales. So he was coming into Bob Sharp and talking to Bob
way.
about the
He wanted to be
dealership
a
stuff.
dealer? Oh.
No, but he did.
Did he have a dealer?
Yes,
What
and nobody
dealership?
knows it because he didn't put his name on it.
Oh,
It's
what's it
still
called?
there.
What's it called?
Penske.
His product line is Newman's Own. It's called Connecticut's Own in the same font.
Oh, really?
It's Connecticut's Own Volvo in Milford.
Get out of
Paul
here.
Newman.
No way. I didn't
Nobody
know that.
knows it to this day, but if you see a plate bracket, you look at it and be like, I know that font. I know the
that's
whole thing. Oh my
hilarious.
gosh, it totally should say Paul Newman.
Oh, I got it.
But he didn't want to put his name on it like Bob Sharp did.
Well, it's probably, what's interesting. Is that a good idea? Because you see a lot of guys, ex-football players and whatever. It's like Troy
shit,
Aikman's Chevy.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
They do their own commercials.
Yeah. I wonder. But because
It's
Paul
just not
Newman,
his- it's not
he's
his
too
style.
cool.
It's not
he
his
can't
style.
fucking hawk something.
You
Right.
couldn't put his name on anything if it wasn't for charity.
Yeah.
That feels like he just loved cars so much that he wanted to get more of them, but he's like, but I don't want to do that.
By the way, so that's where the Volvo wagon thing came from. He owned the Volvo dealership.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the guys built those two cars for him and Letterman.
Seinfeld drove Letterman's car and said it was a hunk of shit. He said he wasn't about it.
I heard it was a lot better by the time Seinfeld got it. It was not
he
good.
said it was junk.
Letterman said it caught on fire once.
It did.
But it used to, all those places over there and all the different little speed shops. It made the rounds.
It was, it was basically it was a Volvo, I don't know, V90 maybe, or it might have even been a
V70.
940 or 960 with
be.
a pro-charged 5-liter Ford.
Whatever would have come out in like 94.
It was a 5.0 Ford with a fucking pro-charger on it.
Oh, that's
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it Pro-Charger or Supercharger?
A pro-charger is a centrifugal supercharger.
Yes, it
Yeah.
definitely had a supercharger.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. There
Letterman
it
used to
is.
like talking about that.
Yeah, it's
And then-
it was all about superchargers.
So this is where I grew up. That's Stu Leonard's. They're in Stu Leonard's parking lot. That's what
I remember Stu Leonard.
There's a picture of my 944 with a Christmas tree on top. Bought that right there in that parking lot at Stu Leonard's.
Don't they have a good little Cars and Coffee there? Do they
At
have Cars
Stu
and
Leonard's?
Coffee at
Maybe
Stu
now.
Leonard's?
I don't know.
If they did, but
don't know.
that place was
They
like
should.
it was a weird giant dairy.
World's largest dairy
It's a
store.
huge dairy.
What?
World's largest dairy store, except now it's a full supermarket.
They just sell like every dairy product? Is that their
Yeah,
thing?
imagine a Costco for milk.
Yep. Chocolate milk,
Only milk.
grape milk, whatever you want.
Seriously.
But like
it was a
grocery
tourist
stores sell
attraction.
every milk product also.
Yeah, this is the size
Not
of a
like
Costco.
this.
He forgot to mention, and you have to do do it in order. You can't just go
Yeah, like an
willy-nilly.
IKEA.
Oh my God.
It's
Kinda
more
weird.
like an amusement, like Small World.
How many
weave
milk
your
products?
way.
Is this like you go to the Coke Museum and there's 40 flavors you don't get to try here?
There's
and
also
they're
like an
that?
ice cream bar and
Yep.
all this other crazy shit.
Yeah,
These fucking
it's-
dancing cows. They
There
really
sure
make
is.
a whole.
Oh boy.
I did one of those Letterman
Thing
Man
out
on
of
the
it.
Street things around the Stu Leonard's in Norwalk when I was a kid in the high school show, and it was atrocious.
What would
I
you
drove
say?
a forklift in the back and everything.
Nice. Nice. Forklifts are fun.
rear
Anytime-
steer.
Anytime you get to drive heavy machinery, it's a really good day. I was looking up pictures because we're making a little presentation board for the shop, for the open house. Like, how did we get here? I'm gonna ruin the joke for anyone who's coming in, but Hannah made these fucking signs that have David Byrne in the big suit with my head on it, and it says, "And you may ask yourself,
Oh,
like,
that's
How do
amazing.
I work this?" And then it describes like what the thing
Letting
is.
the
But it's
days
just
go
like
by.
me in a big suit. It's like, and you may ask yourself, what is this giant thing? She made a bunch of them. It's awesome.
Talking
And the
heads.
days
Hannah
go
fucking
by,
rules.
and we store the cars at WCS. And the stackers are quad.
Watching the lifts go up.
God, that's funny.
Yeah, it's good, man. That's fucking
How do you
nice.
feel in this place? Not the studio. I know you're happy with the studio, but how do you feel with the building? I've been telling other people about the building.
Now that
every
things
time I
are,
look
like,
at something
up.
new, it's just fucking amazing.
Now that things are like up on the walls and it doesn't look like I'm still moving in, now it's great.
You know?
My office looks fucking so good. I'm so excited about covering the walls
That
with art and
couch
stuff.
is one of the best couches I've seen.
That couch is kick ass. It's a good couch. And I had so we're doing this thing.
You're gonna talk about it. Great.
Yeah, we're doing this. You know that Lamborghini engine manifold that Vinny gave me?
Yeah.
So I had an idea to hang it on the wall and put plants in it, make it a planter. And so I tried to hang it on the wall, and boy, did I fuck it up. Like, I fucked it up really bad.
You know you're not supposed to handle tools, Matt.
I know. Well, I hung all the rest of the art pretty fucking good because I know that. So I was like, I could do this, but no, I could not.
So he thought he'd enlisted my help, and I would hold it, and then he would drill in it. It still didn't help.
It was bad. It was bad. And I put a bunch of I put holes in the wall.
No way.
They fixed it. But but today the people who built them cabinets downstairs, I was like, guys, you probably never hung a Lamborghini manifold on a wall before, but I really need professionals' help with this. And they were like, oh yeah, you fucked this up real good, and they fixed it.
They fixed it. Okay.
Yeah. So now it's on the wall. But now I'm happy.
I thought for the last 5 years that manifold was metal. And,
Right.
and when you were like, I'm going to hang it on the wall, I looked at it in your desk and you left and I lifted. I was like, he's out of his fucking mind. And then I picked it up. I was like, oh, good. It's,
Yeah, it's
plastic.
plastic.
I thought it was going to be like 40 pounds.
No, it really bugs everybody out that Lamborghini's engine, that their intake manifolds will be made of plastic, but it actually makes sense because it's
100%.
on top of the motor, so it doesn't retain the heat.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want hot metal air going in your engine, so it's cool. It's lighter.
I thought for the last 3 weeks that was a new unused part until the guys who were hanging it on the wall go, what's wet in there? Why is it? It was like coolant fluid stuck out. So that was a real. That's a real used part.
It was a takeoff. I had to stuff the little hoses full of tissues.
Oh, shit.
Once it was up on the wall, I was like, oh, right.
Oh, this has never
want this
been put
dripping on the
vertically.
couch.
Okay. Oh man, Jay, you did such a good job with the studio, man. I'm so this is going to be about a week to get this back wall, but dude, this is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
This is the spot,
Well, it's all evolution, man.
Yeah.
We started in the living room.
right?
That's what I'm thinking. This is how you're going to start. You're going to spread around in here and move cameras or whatever. You're going to move into this space, and I think really make
It needs to be like seasoned. Like when a grow up moves into a warehouse downtown, the first grow is no good. You got to season the room.
It's like a cast iron pan.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
it
that's
is.
interesting.
So we have to season the room with good vibes and whiskey.
We should eat ribs in here
Oh yeah.
for the smell.
I could not get a straight answer on if I smoke weed in this room, will it set off the fire alarms? Like I couldn't.
Because nobody will.
Because no one wants to be the guy who says yes and have it fucking happen. So I don't know. We don't know if you can smoke weed in this room yet.
I'll tell you this.
What if the fire alarm goes off? Is there a way to turn it off before it calls the fire department?
I worried less about that than the sprinklers.
The
Sprinklers are due to heat usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the sprinklers are heat, but it's more like we have that fire door over there that's very like the big door, the 24-foot roll up. So it's on a standalone, but we don't know for sure. Like if the main fire alarm goes off, it might pull the thing and drop that door. And if it does, it's like 10 G's to reset it.
This is a big question.
I know, but it's very important.
Yeah.
It's extremely important.
We use a fog machine, and like that doesn't do anything.
They told me I shouldn't do the fog machine thing in there either.
Really?
I want to do it so bad, but they said it's not worth the risk. Because I want to demonstrate the ventilation system with a fog machine. It's a good visual.
Absolutely.
But they were like, I don't know. No one wants to sign off and just say, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not commenting on this at all. I don't want to sign off. I don't want to be like, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Zach's on the hook. He said everything was A-okay.
I usually say that, but I'm not saying that
I
here,
have absolutely no idea
He said,
how to.
try it. What could happen?
What could happen?
It's the absolute worst.
What could happen? We'll leave the boat. We'll go into the shore. It'll be fine. We'll take the car, and all cars go heaven one. We'll buy this Jeep. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I can drive it as fast on the dirt as I want. Nothing will break.
Everything broke. He broke everything.
Yeah.
What was wrong with this thing? Well, everything.
Everything. It has a giant cut in the tire. That can't be a problem in foreshadowing. Not at all. We'll take this car. Thank you, sir.
Oh, man. It's so nice to be here in the studio with good microphones and a good table and good sound insulation and good video cameras and all this stuff. Thank you for your hard work, Jay.
My pleasure.
Everyone should go check out the Late Night Playset. show with Jay and his wife Nicole. It's
Please.
at latenightplayset.com. And follow Jay at Porsche Life 111 on Instagram.
Thank you guys.
Oh, Zach's account is up. That's why, because I already follow Jay.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks a lot.
Zach has to fucking follow Jay.
I do. This is my
damn
my
it.
work account is logged in.
Oh yeah, I see that. I see the dot. I know what that means. Yeah. And if anyone is in LA and wants to talk about cars with some like-minded folks, 9 a.m. Newcomb's Ranch Friday mornings.
Fun.
There's an interesting assortment of vehicles up there, and really nothing else.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Not
absolutely
much
true.
else. Bring $5 to give Jay for the coffee.
You
and
don't have to
donuts.
do that. What? You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do. Jay brings coffee and donuts, but you have to give him money. He won't tell you this, but I will. You have to give him money. I'm adding it to my tab on the check.
I would like to thank you guys both very much for having me here today. I think that this is it's very exciting for me. I've never really done a podcast like this. This is very fun. This felt like doing morning radio.
That's the point.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Opie and Anthony inspired.
It's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah,
Having never done that show, I'm aware of it.
It is Opie Anthony inspired. That's how we started doing this. They inspired Joe Rogan.
Was that true? I know he was free. Yeah, that makes
they
sense.
did. And then a combination of Opie and Anthony and Tom Green inspired Joe Rogan.
Oh, man.
And then me as well, definitely.
For sure.
Thanks for sticking around, dude. You had a long day. You were here setting shit up early this morning.
That's right. It was worth it.
I know. I went home to the vet, and Conrad has a cold. So Conrad has a cold and gave it to Pico. So my two senior cats now both are on antibiotics.
Conrad should have worn a mask.
Fucking
That's it.
bullshit.
That's it.
I don't think I didn't ask, like, do the cats have COVID? And they're like, do you have COVID? And I'm like, no. And they're
But
like,
I heard cats can absolutely get it.
they
And then not,
can, but like,
and it's not really that transferable, or it is.
I think they can
feline
get
to-
it, but I think the cats really have to go outside. My cats have not been around any COVID. I don't think they're indoor cats. So, never mind. So, that's our show. I'm happy with how this went. I think, right?
Yeah,
I guess
we'll play back afterwards.
Play it back afterwards.
It's a test show.
It's
It doesn't work, you throw it
We have to
away.
be willing to
All
throw it
good.
away. Shout out to Kyle Connor, who did a great show last week, and then unfortunately has to share that link with sucky audio with all of his people.
Oh, this was the one from the other day. Sorry about that.
No, it was part of the learning curve, and we'll get him back on. Kyle's a great guest. He does very well. Does very good radio.
Real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to Tori Alonzo, VW for Life.
I know Tori.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
his 906. Yeah, he's been on your show, of course.
That's
my
fucking
friend.
906.
He's my
It's
co-host
Tori?
on
Oh,
Tuesdays with
God.
Tori. So not only does he have that car and did this movie, but it's actually at One Porsche Drive now in the Heritage Gallery for the next few months.
Oh, is it?
In the
Cool.
the Porsche in Cinema display.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
that is
pretty cool.
Excellent. I didn't realize it was the same guy. I think we had Tori on the show at one point.
Probably
Pretty
from the Bug
when he
documentary.
did his
way
Bug
back when.
documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic human being.
Oh yeah,
Great
hit
guy.
him up. We should get him back on soon. That would be fun.
In fact, that'll give him a reason to come out here because we've been trying to have him come out.
Where does he live?
Pittsburgh, but he flies free because he works for the airline. So
Oh, there you go.
that's how he's able to go scour cars all around the country.
There it is. Perfect. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, the Smoking Tire Podcast on YouTube, we have separated it from the main channel, and so you got to click subscribe and then click the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way, you actually get served the content you're trying to serve. It's a stupid system, but it's the way it goes. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week. The Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and ideally something to say. Bye.